Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm gonna be showing you behind the scenes of Google Analytics. Now, Google Analytics is such a super powerful tool, and why is that? Because it's showing us essentially how each of the channels that's driving traffic for your store is performing for you, and that's super extremely powerful. I just love Google Analytics. My name is Silvia Myers, and over the past 6 years, I've empowered thousands of online stores in over 35 countries around the world with knowledge designed to quadruple return on ad spend. We want to make this super simple. Remember, this is about domino. This is about really finding a super simple way how in 5 minutes you can get super amazing insight for your store, and how you can do that really quickly and help you understand what is it that you need to, what is the action you need to take as a result. Because this is information, but what we're doing here, we're learning how to turn this information into a powerful insight or an intelligence, because this insight or an intelligence is really what's going to help you drive more sales for your store and make it more profitable for you. All we're looking at is literally like one single window here. Literally, that's all it is. So on default, it's going to be set on home. But what you want to do, you want to click on acquisition, all traffic channels. That's all what it is. Acquisition, all traffic channels. You're going to get a window similar to this. Literally, guys, I don't want you to look at anything else, just this one single window. And here you can select the dates. Now you want to make the dates logical for you, okay? So if you're in quadrant 1, do not look daily, weekly. I want you to look monthly, because otherwise you're running into super analysis paralysis. If you're quadrant 2 and 3, you can start looking every couple of weeks as well, or sometimes every week if you made changes. And if you are quadrant 3 and 4, that's when it's okay to essentially look more frequently, so that you can understand what changes the changes that you made, what impact did it have. But otherwise, I don't want anybody to be like, when this number is just like around 200-300, I don't want you guys to even look at this, right? Because that means you're running into super analysis paralysis. So what we are looking at here, so essentially here you've got what's called like channel grouping. Like essentially these are your sources of traffic, right? So under paid search, depending how you got it set up, typically you've got Facebook or you've got Google. Each and every one of these is clickable. Now I'm not going to click on any of these for privacy purposes, because behind some of those is private information from your Facebook or Google ads. So, but each and every one of you can click on yours and see how you've got it set up for yourself, right? So essentially what you want to look at is, what is my paid search doing? What is social? For most of you guys, social is going to be like organic traffic, like any post you make on Instagram or Facebook. Direct is essentially anybody who taps in the URL into the bar, and organic is essentially your free traffic, right? Your SEO optimization, like how much traffic are you getting from that organic search, and then this is email. Now, let me tell you a little bit about other and referrals. So other, very often is that other essentially is something that Google Analytics couldn't evaluate where that comes from. Again, it's clickable. You can explore where this is from. Like for this particular example, the other majority of that is Facebook. So most of the time when you have other and it's going to be a large number, most of the time it's going to be misqualified paid traffic source. That's essentially your main traffic source. Now also referral, some of you will be like, oh, referral, but I don't have any affiliate set up. Most of the time this will be like a payment app. Like it could be a payment app like a Shopify Pay or Zipify or any other payment app that you've got set up. Unless, of course, you do have affiliate contracts, and that way that would be the affiliate contract. So, but what is really important for you to see is you've got the channels here, or sources of traffic, and then we've got the users, okay? So really what you want to understand is like how many users are you getting, how many unique users you're getting. You want to understand the bounce rates. Bounce rate, super important. What is bounce rate all about? It's about people visiting your website and how fast they bounce, how fast they leave. So it's not telling you how fast they stay, but how fast they leave. which means that the bounce rate goes from 0 to 100. 100 means that they bounce straight away, that they open your website, they clicked on an ad, got to your website, they didn't like what they saw, and they bounced straight away. So therefore, the higher the bounce rate, essentially the little bit worse it is for your store, okay? So we also don't want a super low bounce rate. Why is that? Because super low bounce rate might mean that somebody is browsing inside your store forever, but they might be getting lost because you've got way too many products, or they might just like so many things but are unable to decide, and there is no reason to check out now. So it also might mean that there is no urgency and scarcity. But ideally for most stores, you want to have that bounce rate somewhere. The happy medium is somewhere in the early mid 60s. Okay, so somewhere the low mid 60s. That's essentially where you want to be for the optimum conversion rates. Okay, so remember that bounce rate correlates with the conversion rate. The higher your bounce rate, the faster people drop off. Typically, the lower the conversion rate is going to be because people won't be staying and shopping. And then, of course, what you want to see here is like what is actually the conversion rate from each channel. Like for email, you always want that to be quite high. All right, because email is your warm traffic, is people who have either been on your list for a while or they have purchased from you previously. So the conversion rate from email always needs to be much higher than everything else. And also it's quite normal for organic search for the conversion rate to be slightly lower than everything else. Why is that? Because again, you need to think about customers browsing on your website. Like if they are looking for green shoes with a pink bow tie, then they might have something super specific in mind. And therefore, even when they click on your product, when you came up in the organic search, they might be still comparing that to something else. So it's completely fine to have organic conversion rate lower than any other conversion rate. So essentially, this is going to give you an overview of, all right, out of let's say I run Facebook ad. Let's say these top two are Facebook ads. So out of the Facebook ads in this time period, I got something like $6,300. And so this is where you want to calculate, okay, this is the revenue, about $6,300. How much did I actually spend on Facebook in the same time period? How much did I spend on Facebook in the same time period? And for this many transactions, what would have been the cost? And therefore you can really calculate very easily your return on investments. Okay, like for organic search, of course the conversion rate is lower, but you also have probably optimized that and you are not necessarily paying an ad spend, if that makes sense. So this is exactly, guys, what you need to understand which one of your channels is performing the best.